Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you my esteemed subscribers. You're loved, celebrated and appreciated. Today we'll deliberate more about Ivory Coast and Senegal's decision to finally, follow suit, the examples that the Sahel leaders have shown to the African countries. The reason why I said we will do this deliberation is because a lot of us have doubts in our minds. A lot of you have doubts, and I've seen that from the comments made from that video where we discussed about how Ivory Coast decided to kick out the military base in their nation. Yes, you have the right to have the feelings that you have. I had that as well. And that is why I said we'll have this video to have some discussion, to rub our minds and see if truly there is a way out, if truly something good can come out from these actions of these two countries. Mind you, when Faye took over that mantle of leadership, there was some attitude of his that I think if you have followed me long enough, we discussed about Faye here from the beginning when he came to that seat. The way he was acting today, he will act like he is for the continent. Tomorrow, he acts like he is a puppet. So you don't really understand what he was for. And it was just recently that he began to, make some serious decisions about kicking out the hold of colonialism and imperialism in Senegal. And it was a welcome idea. A lot of us were happy. And I also said it here that initially we thought Faye was indecisive, but now it's like he knows where he is standing. The very, very surprising one for me personally, and I think for a lot of you out there, is the one of Ivory Coast. Watera. Oh my goodness. Of course, it's not impossible. It's not, there's nobody on planet Earth that cannot have a change of heart from good to bad or from bad to good. Because I keep telling you that it's a battle between good and evil as we journey through these life struggles. Is a battle between good and evil. And do not think that the one who is good cannot be evil. That is the mistake many of us make. Oh, this person is so good to do this evil thing. Do not think that way, because that good person can also be pushed to the point of becoming evil, and that's why there is this phrase of the demon in the person comes out. And do not think that someone who is so evil cannot become good, because that evil person that you might have lost hope in can also become good. So that is how we are in this life, and that is how the world is. So when I saw that and one of you brought that to my notice, I was like, okay, let's give this a try and see what happens. But a lot of you a lot of you are not giving Ouattara even chance to repent if truly you want to repent. Everybody just concluded that Ouattara is a spy, and he's doing this at the bidding of Macron. Maybe Macron has other plans apart from using a particular country that has influence in West Africa to destabilize this wind of change, that he also has another plan to pretend like he is going out, and then but he is truly there, he has not left. I want us to listen to this political analyst idea. I've been bringing his discussions here. Let's listen to what he has to say, and then we pick some points from there. I just want us to listen to him first, and then we pick some points from his discussion.
When I mention as good news that Cote d'Ivoire is also asking the French military bases to vacate from its country, some of you came with some comment that is grossly untrusting, especially Alassane Ouattara, that Ouattara should not be trusted, that in fact it's likely that there is an agenda behind the push for Ouattara to ask French forces to go. I'm inclining to believe what you are saying. Because you see, it is now fashionable, in fact, even a political legitimacy approach, to ask foreign military bases to vacate from your country. You notice that most of those leaders, especially leaders like Alassane Ouattara, that stay so long in office, that are losing legitimacy very fast. So immediately they mention something like that, it will reflect some sense of Pan-Africanism, um, although in a disguised form, they are still in support of the colonial master. It is something to be believed, because it happened even when they started giving independence to African countries in the 1960s. Historically, you know that when they start doing that, they left the country in the hands of African leaders, yet they continue through the back door in a neo-colonial approach to continue to exploit Africa. So they install puppet leaders to continue the venture, not directly, but indirectly. So the fact that they are packing the African military, French military bases away from African continent, could mean that it's likely that there's an agenda to ensure that Africans continue the venture, the adventurism, the interventionism of the puppet master, especially the French military bases, leveraging on Africans to continue that activity. It's very, very possible. So for this reason, um, young people in Africa need to be very vigilant, right? Because this continent is the continent of the young people. You have over 70% of African population within the age that can be categorized at young age, right? Below the age of 40. And this is the productive age. And by God's design, most of these countries that are playing games with young Africans are actually democracies. So they subject themselves to election through a given cycle. So pay attention to election cycles and make sure you participate actively in making the right person who has the right ideology, the right mindset, and the right skill set in the international affairs, and the right Pan-African. Because it's possible, it's happening. It happened in Senegal. We saw how this young man, Faye and Sonko, came together, unite their forces, and ensure that they took over the country from the puppet master. And they succeeded. Again, most recently, it happened in Ghana. The president will be sworn in on the 7th of January. It also happened.
That was Adamu Garba there, and everything he said in his analysis are 100% correct. Okay, and I was happy that he was able to call our minds to the fact that this thing called politics, we need to participate in it. If not, we'll be taken as fools who do not really understand the game. And then since they think that we are fools, they'll keep playing this game. And then we'll just be out there, suffering from all this their act, okay? There were some key factors which might be responsible for this whole thing that he pointed out. One of them, which I want us to draw our minds to, is the fact that Ouattara might be losing legitimacy, and so he is looking for a new strategy, okay? So this is something that we see, like he said, in politics, especially in this relationship between Europe and the African continent, especially when people began to agitate, or people are beginning to agitate and saying that, okay, this particular government, we do not want it. The same people will go and plan with other groups who will come in like they are the saviors. And then at the end of it all, you see that these same people that are coming in as saviors, they are the same thing. It's the same system all over again, but in another way, because they feel like they are losing strategy, they are losing legitimacy, so they need something else to just boost themselves. They need something else to turn the minds of the people to them again. They are looking for trust again from people. They are looking for people to, fall back to what they were before. So that is a key factor. That is a key factor to all these. If If Ouattara has other plans, it's either he's doing the bidding of the French government, or because he sees that everybody are beginning to wake up, the youths are agitating, and they are tired of his own government. So for him to retain his legitimacy in office, he needs a new strategy, and this might just be one of them, to just turn back people's hearts to him and make the public or the masses or the Ivorians believe that he is now repentant. And the thing is, how do we figure this out? By, watching closely. A lot of us, most of the times, we always make this mistake of politics is not our thing, because we are not into politics, so we do not want to pay attention to what happens in politics or what happens in the circle. So the more you feel like it's not your thing and you do not care, but these same people are ruling you. So why should you not have maybe some little interest in politics? You might not involve directly, but try your best to get information to know exactly what is happening and what is not happening. And I think that is one of the ways that we will figure this out. Okay, this whole new turning a new lead that Ouattara is acting up with. So we need to pay attention to the election cycle, like Madam Mugabe has said, paying attention to the election cycle, so that we can be able to flush out some of these puppet leaders, flush out some of these things. And some of you left comments there like, of course, it might be the strategy of Macron to make it seem like they've gone, but they are still there, moving around as normal people. It's possible that can happen, because I do not believe that France will just let go without a fight. Mind you, when the Sahel agitation started, I said it. I've been saying it and I'll keep saying it, because it's not just normal. Like, this is where they get their daily bread from. These countries where they are having hold on is where they survive on. And then you think that they're just going to go like that? These people will not go like that, because they are spoiled children. They have been used to just this easy life of coming to a particular region, manipulate them, lord it over them, scare them, take over their resources, give them chicken change, go about around the world and profess to the whole world that those regions are the poorest country, when you know within your heart that you are the cause of the downfall of those countries. So they are used to this free life, okay? And they will not just be ready to give it up just like that without a fight. So definitely France will not just go like that. Okay, we are now going because Ivory Coast said we should go. We are now packing and we're leaving. Or Senegal said we should go. We are packing and we're leaving. And it will not just happen like that. There is a game going down. There is something going down. And that's why I say we should just have this discussion again, so that you are aware, that we are aware that this is not normal. Okay, it's not normal. And to also have it in your mind that we are not throwing away the possibility of Ouattara having a change of heart and saying, okay, I'm going to push out the French government. Sometimes there are times that the slave will just, be fed up of the whole thing that the master does, and it is the same slave that was so loyal to the master that would end up taking out the master or taking the life of the master, because of the way the master have pushed this slave to the wall. So I wanted to also look at this this situation this way, the situation between a slave and the master, a slave who is fed up of the ill treatment of the master and is ready, to take out the master because of all the evil that the master has done. That is also a possibility. That can also happen, because earlier at the beginning of the video I told you there is nobody that cannot change from good to bad, and there is no one that cannot change from bad to good. So we just, fingers crossed, looking closely at this country. Mind you, up until now, it is still Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger that made up the AES, okay? They have not accepted any other country, and I don't think they are going to accept any country that claim that they have thrown away French military bases and other things and coming to join. I don't think they're just going to accept any country just like that without doing their own background check. See, these guys have suffered. When I say guys, I mean the military leaders of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Like, they have suffered, okay? And apart from suffering, they understood the game now. Mind you, they watch closely these civilian leaders of theirs. So prior to them taking over, they watched closely. They had some plans done. They know all this whole game and politics of the thing. And there would not just be people that would just accept a nation because the nation say, oh, I have repented, I'm now a changed person, and then they're just going to accept the person. No, they're not just going to do that. So do not even think of that. They can't be used against the Sahel Alliance. Not just yet, except something else happens in the future. So I just want us to look into this today. What do you think? Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section. Like I said, let's watch Ivory Coast closely and watch Senegal closely. Still, yeah, still, we'll still have to watch Senegal closely. Because ECOWAS is using Senegal as the middleman to, send informations to the Sahel leaders. I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always your majesties. Bye for now.